Good evening to all present. So on this satsang we are going to comment on a bhajan, a hymn by Satguru Kabir Sahib. This is a very well-known bhajan among the satsangis. It's Guru Saman Nahi Data Jag Mein. Most of the satsangis know this bhajan. I mean satsangis. Followers of Sant Ajaib Singh mainly, but maybe also from other Sant Mat groups. Kabir Sahib is one of the most venerated Sadguru on the path of the masters. He is very honored, very respected, and held upon, looked upon. He and Guru Nanak are somehow the beginners of this path, those who started this path. They gave to it a certain direction. They made a kind of a revolution. If compared with the prevailing religious tendencies of their time, those were times of very integralist, fundamentalist attitudes, very orthodox. He was born in the city of Benares, which is the main holy town, holy place for the Hindus. And it is said that he was born from a Muslim family. So it was very interesting living in such an orthodox Hindu town, being a Muslim. Anyway, he was also from a very low outcast community. He was a weaver. He was a very simple man. But yet, despite of this, he became very appreciated, very loved by his followers, and very important in his town, because he wrote such beautiful hymns, he wrote such beautiful bhajans, poems, and he was very true to himself. He was not afraid of telling the truth. He always told the truth about what is real, true, and what is hypocritical. So he always denounced the hypocrites of both his religion and the Hindu religion. Actually, it's a wrong way of saying. I don't think he belonged to any of these religions. He was very much above both of them. And this is what was hurting the feelings of mullahs, the Muslim priests, and the Brahmans, the Hindu priests. Anyway, through his bhajan, he conveyed his teachings. Through his satsang, he conveyed his teachings. And his teachings were very much free from any Hindu or Muslim conditioning. He was a real free man with reasons so much above the limitations of culture, family, religion, society. There are such beautiful anecdotes about his life. Maybe during the satsang, I may mention a few of them. So now I'm going to sing this bhajan, which I said it's a very common bhajan. And just listen with all attention, because this is what makes a satsang alive, meaningful, an event which transmits to us something higher, which helps us to go back to the track, to the right understanding of life and of the path. So I'm going to sing this bhajan in two melodies. First I sing it with one melody, and then I sing it with another. You will see that it seems almost like two different songs, but it is the same song. The first melody I'm going to sing is the most common one. And the first time I heard this melody, it was back in 1977. I was in Milan taking a walk with some dear ones, some satsangis, and with Russell Perkins. He had come to Italy at that time, I guess for the first time in his life, to convey the initiation instructions to 6 people who were wanting to have them, wanted to be initiated. And Sanji has said that first time will come to your country, Professor Perkins, to give initiation, and he will teach you how to give initiation. After this, then you will give initiation. So I began giving initiation at that time, on that year, in 1977, when I was just 25 years old. Anyhow, on one day, Russell wanted to go to Milan to see the Last Supper by Michelangelo. So I took him there, and while we were walking in the Duomo Square in Milan, he began singing this bhajan, Saman Nahi, and I like it so much right away. The melody, very appealing to me. Of course, I didn't understand the words, but the melody was very appealing. So this is the melody by which I begin singing it. Guru Saman Nahi Data Jag Mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data Jag Mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Vastu Agochar De Satguru Ne, Vastu Agochar De Satguru Ne, Bali Batai Bata Jag Mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data Jag Mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data. Kam Krodh Kaid Kare Rakhe, Kam Krodh Kaid Kare Rakhe, Lobh Kolino Nata Jag Mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data Jag Mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data. Kal kare so hale karle, Kal kare so hale karle, Tir na mile sata jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data Jag Mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data. Sumare bandagi kare sahib ki, Sumare bandagi kare sahib ki, Kalani vae mata jag mein, Guru samamne nahi data, Guru samamne nahi data jag mein, Guru samamne nahi data. 84 में जाए पारोगे, 84 में जाए पारोगे, फिर भुक्त दिन और राता जग में, गुरु समान नाई दाता, गुरु समान नाई दाता जग में, Guru Saman Nahi Data. Shabde pukare pukare kahete, Shabde pukare pukare kahete, Karil santan sata jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data. Sumare bandagi kar sahib ki, Sumare bandagi kar sahib ki, Kalani vae mata jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data. Kae Kabir suno e dharman, Kae Kabir suno e dharman, Mano bachan hamara jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data. Pare da kol milo Satguru se, Pare da kol milo Satguru se, Aao lok diyara jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data jag mein, Guru Saman Nahi Data, Guru Saman Nahi Data. So, as I said in the beginning, I will be singing this bhajan in two different melodies. Now the second one comes. It's a bit more elaborated melody, with more, say, musical decoration. जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। वस्तु अगोचर दे सतगुरु ने, वस्तु अगोचर दे सतगुरु ने बाली बताई बता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। काम क्रोध कई दे करे राखे, काम क्रोध कई दे करे राखे। लोभ कोलीनो नाता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। काल करे सो हाले कर ले, कल करे सो हाले कर ले। फिर न मिलिए सता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। 84 में जाए परोगे, 84 में जाए परोगे। फिर भुक्त दिन हर राता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। शब्द पुकारे पुकारे कहते, शब्द पुकारे पुकारे कहते। कर ले संतान सता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। शब्द पुकारे पुकारे कहते, शब्द पुकारे पुकारे कहते। कर ले संतान सता। जग में गुरु समान नाहि दाता। जग में गुरु Saman Nahi datam. Sumare bandagi kare sahib ki. Sumare bandagi kare sahib ki. Kal nivae mata jag mein Guru Saman Nahi datam. Jag mein Guru Saman Nahi datam. Kahe Kabir suno e darman. Kahe Kabir suno e darman. Mano bachane amara jag mein Guru Saman Nahi datam. Jag mein Guru Saman Nahi datam. Pare da colle milo Satguru se. Pare da colle milo Satguru se. Aolo ke diyara jag mein Guru Saman Nahi datam. Jag mein Guru Saman Nahi datam. Jag mein Guru Saman Nahi datam. Translation of this bhajan says, there is no donor equal to the Guru in this world. He gives the unseen thing. He tells you good things. Lust and anger have been imprisoned. Greed is also under control. What do tomorrow? Do it now. Later on, you may not have this company or this opportunity. Shabd proclaims with a loud voice, keep the company of the saints. Adore and worship the Master or the Lord. Then Kal will bow down in front of you. Kabir says, O Dharman, listen to my words, open the curtain and meet the Guru. Come into the divine kingdom. So Kabir Sabir is inviting us to open the curtain and meet the divine Supreme Satguru, that is God Himself, and to enter into the divine kingdom. He is inviting us there, means He knows that there is such a place. He must have seen it. He must have experienced it. Because Kabir Sahib, he was Paramsan Sadguru. He was an incarnation of the Supreme Power. And he had done his very intense spiritual practice. Therefore, he had risen above body consciousness, thinking process. He had gotten absorbed into the light. He had been following the stream of the light and maybe of the sound also. And therefore, he had reached this divine kingdom. It's not a kingdom. I mean, it's not a palace. It's not a castle, for sure. Into this divine kingdom, there is no shape, there is no form, there is no name. I would say there is not even light, there is not even sound. Over there, there is no duality. There is no me and you. There is not the devotee and God. No. The devotee disappears. Only God remains. Only the supreme truth, the supreme reality remains. Nothing else. That's why Master say, if you want to play the play of love, then you come, cut your head, put it on the palm of your hands. Then you be worthy of playing this game of love. By cutting the head, it doesn't mean that you have to chop away your head. No. I mean, masters are not such a foolish people. They are wise people. They don't give these crazy advices to cut away your head. No, that means cut away your ego, the head of your ego, of this separated sense of I. And then walk on this path that leads to the Supreme, that leads to the nameless, to the Anami, without any sense of ego, any sense of I, without any ahankar, as they say in Sanskrit. Just forget about it. You're not these. You thought you were these, but you're not these. No. You're not. You're not this individual I. You are the Supreme I. You are not this Atma. You are the Paramatma. You are the Supreme Consciousness. So just forget to be a separated individual I. It's an illusion. Get out of it. Get rid of it. Be so steadfast on the path, on the practice. Just go so deep that you lose completely trace of this, your separated individuality. You melt into the divine, become one with Him. Then you'll be Him. It's great, isn't it? Become the divine. It's such a great something. We melt into Him, and then we become part of this huge, broad ocean of consciousness. This is what we are looking for, whether we know it or not. This is liberation. This is moksha. This is salvation. This is supreme samadhi. So Kabir is telling his disciple, look, Dharaman is Dharamdas, the one who was successor to Kabir. So he was his beloved disciple. He cared about him like anything. He gave him such a great teachings. And yet also with this bhajan, he's referring to him, he's talking to him. It means he really loved him. So he says, look, Dharamdas, listen to my words. Get rid of this ego. Just take away this curtain that separates you from the supreme vision, of the vision of the supreme being. Listen to my words. Do it. And then step into this divine kingdom. This is what all the masters tell to their very dear disciples. Thanks God. All masters have some very dear disciples, because if you don't have any, then it's so sad, it's so miserable somehow, even for a master. If he doesn't find any true seeker, anyone who is really hungry for realizing this supreme liberation, then such a sad life. A master wants to find at least a few people who are willing, ready to take the journey, to take the path seriously, to really give their life to the path, and go on this inner journey within themselves. Get rid of this false personality, of this fake sense of I. Step beyond the limits of being a human being, and raise above this, raise above body consciousness, and get deep into the light, follow the sound, and go back to this supreme reality, or supreme realization. So how do we do it? This is the point. The whole bhajan is trying to teach us how to do it. This is the conclusion of the bhajan. This is the end of it. But through the whole bhajan, through the whole poem, Kabir Sahib has been telling us how to do it. So first of all, he says, who is the great giver in this world? There is no giver that is equal to the Guru for his devotees, for his disciples, for his very dear friends, or very dear children. We may call this the way we like. Some people don't like this word disciple. It's okay, it doesn't matter. If you can avoid using it. You may say friends, you may say children, pupils, it's okay, students. Some people are very academic, they like certain words. So, okay, they're students. So, there is no donor equal to the Guru, says Kabir Sahib. I'm not saying it myself, he says it. So you may believe him. Maybe if I say it myself, you may say, you're telling foolish things. But here is Kabir telling it. So pay attention. Just listen to him. Believe him. Because, it's so many centuries since he existed. And he is still so loved, so adored, so worshipped. Much credit is given to him even nowadays. His poems are full of truth. His poems are full of the juice of his realization. Because you can give out juice unless you are ripe, mature fruit. If you are unripe, you don't give out any juice. And if any juice comes out, it's sour. But when a fruit is mature, when it's mellowed, when it's ripe, then it gives us such a sweet juice. So all the poems, all the teachings of Kabir are his juice, the juice of this very sweet fruit. So we may believe his words and take it for granted that there is no donor equal to the Guru. Why so? Because he gives us the invisible thing. And he tells us good things, positive things. He gives us excellent teachings. So Guru gives out excellent teachings because he's tuning in with this spring of inspiration, this fountain of inspiration. So what he says, it doesn't come from his mind, it doesn't come from his ego. It comes from this divine inspiration that flows within him. So he tells us good things, he gives us excellent teachings. He teaches us how to overcome the limits of ordinary human life, ordinary human beings, and reach something higher, something better. So how do we do this? You know, we human beings are so full of so many kind of diseases. You might call them full of faults, full of limits. And the masters of Saint Man gather all of these into 5 main ones. That is lust, anger, greed, attachment, and egoism. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar. I heard Sanji telling these names, these words, and also Master Kripal so many times in the Satsang, especially Santa Jai Singh. He very often talked about Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar. Lust, anger, greed, attachment, and egoism. Get rid of those because they make you suffer. In his satsang, I think in every his satsang, he talks about this. And here Kabir is also telling the same thing. Lust and anger have been imprisoned. Greed is also under control. And if greed is under control, and lust and anger are under control, then ego is also under control. Attachment is also under control. Because if you're not greedy, you're also not attached to things. It's obvious. So we should try to get rid of all these diseases. Sometimes Santa Jai Singh started his satsang by telling the whole world suffers because of diseases. Everyone in this world is diseased. There is no one who is healthy. But you know, most of the people, many people think to be very healthy, very fine, very fit. But to the eyes of a master, when he watches these people, especially these young ones, those who are not spiritual. Of course, there may be some young people who are very spiritual and very nice people. But you know, these common, ordinary young people who are so full of themselves, they are so arrogant, they are so full of ego that just looking at them you feel bad, almost disgusting. Because you see all this dirt coming out from their face, from their body, to their eyes, to their perception. Maybe their body, they are convinced that their body is so nice because they have maybe big muscles. They are tall, might be beautiful. But this is not the real beauty. No. Real beauty is something else. When a person radiates peace, when a person radiates humility, when a person is peaceful, detached, you know, a person that observes life and doesn't get stuck into it, the person that acts without attachment, the person that does things, keeps working for God, but understands that it's not me doing it, it is He doing it, and just a puppet in His hands. If I talk, it's not me talking, it's He talking through me. If I act, He uses my hands are not mine, I've given them to Him. My face is not my face, it's His face. My eyes are not my eyes, they are His eyes. So when we get to this point in which we have given everything to Him, then He radiates us, His beauty, His light, His peace, His love. is harmony. It's so beautiful to be in the company of people who are like this, who are not arrogant, who are not vain, who are simple, but still very smart, who are peaceful, but still full of vigor, still full of strength. It is not strength that comes from big muscles, but it comes from an inner strength, an inner reason, because they know the truth. Their strength comes from this fact. They know the truth and reality of existence, of life. So of course they are very peaceful because they're not anxious about anything. Once you know how things are, then you're peaceful, because you know that everything eventually is perfect. Everything follows laws, divine laws. Everything is moved by his hands, by his hidden hand. So why should I worry? Sanjay in one of his bhajans says, Kirpal worries for you. Why do you worry? So this supreme Kirpal means merciful, you know. So this supreme merciful being worries for us. For me, for you, for everybody. So why should we worry? If we worry, we just mix up things, just confuse things. Let him worry. He does everything. It's everything well planned. There is no way to get out of this divine plan. It's unfolding all the time. It's unfolding all the time. It keeps happening, whether we like it or not. Whether it seems right to our limited view or point of view, or it seems wrong. You see, we people believe, at least those people who believe in a supreme reality, they believe that this supreme reality is, by the way, supreme. It is complete perfection. It is omniscient, it is omnipowerful, everything. All these supreme attributes are his. He's a luck, he's a gum, he's unfathomable, he's ineffable. So he is all of these, but this creation seems to go wrong. This creation seems to be a chaos. It's difficult not to see it like this, because from our limited point of view, from this perception of the event being disconnected among themselves, like in a fight, in a war with themselves, then it seems that everything is chaos, everything is chaotic. But to the eyes of the enlightened people, of the realized people, it's not like this. Everything follows this divine plan. Everything unfolds according to the way it is meant to be. And we just have to harmonize with it, go with it, not fight with it, just accept it as it is. Even if that comes to us, even if we get a bad decision for somebody, we keep seeing the perfection of his divine will, of his divine plan. It's part of the all. And in this immense infinite life, what happens to us, it's important and unimportant at the same time. You're just a particle in immensity, in this great immensity. So Sadhguru gives us very good teachings, says Kabir. It tells us positive, good things, intelligent. It inspires us to improve, to grow, and go towards our liberation. And it tells us to get rid of all these diseases: lust, anger, greed, attachment, and egoism. And then he says, you know what? What you want to do tomorrow, do it now. Maybe later on you won't have this company that inspires you. Now, thanks to the supreme will of God, you have met this Sadguru who is great donor. He is the great donor of this world. There is no donor equal to him. You have met such a Sadguru who is the best donor in this world. So now you keep his company. And just keep following his teachings. Don't postpone. Don't be procrastinating all the time. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later on when my will be better, when my kids will be grown, when I will have a better job and I earn more money and maybe I have more free time. Or later on when I will be older, when I retire. Yes, when I retire, then I will meditate. Sure. But you know, maybe by the time you retire, you're already dead. Maybe tomorrow you have an accident and it's finished. The whole story is ended. Maybe this body of yours won't function properly anymore. This mind of yours may not function properly anymore. So what do you postpone? What do you procrastinate? You never know what's going to happen next. Next day. Next hour. In a few minutes, what do we know? I could die here now while giving you satsang. What do I know? There is this beautiful story of Guru Nanak walking in his long traveling. You know, he was a real traveler. He traveled in all possible directions. The west, the east, the north, the south. He was a wanderer. He was a holy wanderer. And in his traveling, once walking with Bhai Mardanaji, his very good friend and devotee, he was thinking, you know, he was pondering over things, pondering over life. And he wanted to know the understanding that this Mardana had of life. So he asked him, Mardanaji, how do you live? How do you consider time and life? And he said, well, I don't think about time and life. I just try to live in the present. I'm not even sure if tomorrow I'll be alive. So they kept walking. And at some point, Bhai Mardanaji thought, well, let me know from him how he lives this fact, how it's for him. So he asked him, Guruji, and what's about you? How do you live this fact of life, of time and future? Guru Nanak said, Bhaiji, you know how do I live? I live that in such a way that when I breathe in, I'm not sure if I'm going to breathe out. And when I breathe out, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to breathe in. Yes. I just live here in the living present. I don't think about anything. I just try to be present, fully aware, conscious of this living present. And the next moment, I don't rely upon it. It might come or not come. Who cares? Anyhow, here Kabir Sahib is telling us, do not postpone. Maybe later on you won't have this company. You won't have somebody inspiring you. You won't have a master. Maybe you will lose your mind. Maybe you will die. So be wise. Don't keep postponing. Don't tell when I retire, when my children will be grown up, and I will have less problems. No, do it now. Do it right now. Every morning get up, early in the morning, at sunset at least get up, Jump out of this bed, go to your bathroom, take a shower, get ready, and then do your spiritual exercises. Do your spiritual practice. Try to uplift this consciousness. Try to raise above at least a little bit this body awareness, this mind awareness. This. Try to find some peace. Try to find some beauty within yourself. Sing the praises of God. Guru Arjan says, who is the real disciple of the Master? The real disciple of the Master is the one who gets up at sunset, early in the morning, sings the bhajans, praises of the Lord or of his Satguru, dances in silence, and tries to raise above body consciousness, tries to melt into the light, and maybe swim in it and go very far, deep within, or high above. This is the true disciple of the Master according to Guru Arjan, according to all the great Sadgurus. So do not postpone, please, be wise, do the practice now. Keep the company of the saints, he says. Shab proclaims with a loud voice, be in the company of the saints. Why is this Shab proclaiming with a loud voice? I mean, he does it because he knows we don't listen. So this Shab, which is Nam, which is Satguru power, which is this divine power of God that emanates everything, that keeps everything going. This supreme power of God, the Shabd, is telling us, you know what? If you want to succeed on this path, if you want to do everything which I've been telling to you up to now, then you know what you have to do. Keep the company of the saints, dear one, otherwise there is no way for you. There is no hope for you. Not at the least. If you think you can do it by yourself, you're deceiving yourself and others. You will never be able to do it by yourself. You are so limited. You're so stuck in yourself. You're so stuck in your habits. You are so stuck in your way of thinking, in your way of seeing the world, in your way of seeing reality, which is so limited, so crooked. Where do you want to go by yourself? You are a lost case. You're a poor being. You will never succeed by yourself, keep it in mind. The only way you may succeed on the spiritual path is that you keep the company of the saints. Yes, that's it, keep the company of the saints. All the great people, the Buddhists talk so highly about the company of the saints. Because, you know, they are kind of enlightened beings, more or less, some more, some less. But they are all on the path, they are all going towards the supreme reality, and some have reached there. Some are very close, some are there, some are on the way. So keep the company, a list of holy people, and if possible, of Sadgurus, those who have done a lot of spiritual practice, those who have devoted their life for reaching this moksha, for reaching this Satguru, for reaching this region where only truth prevails, where only reality prevails, and no falsehood is there. So, of the saints, then you know what? If you do this, Kal will bow down in front of you. So this Kal, this Mr. Kal, as I call him, this so-called negative power, or this time. No, Kal means time. So we may say there is a positive pole, a negative pole. Find it in electricity also this. You may say there is eternity and there is time. You may say there is female and male. You may say there is day and night. There is life and death. Duality prevails everywhere. So this negative side or negative power or this time will bow down in front of you if you keep the company of the saints, and especially if you keep the company of your master, of your Satguru. You stick to him. You try to keep his company as much as possible. You try to do spiritual retreats with him. You try to listen to his Satsang. You try to have his darshan. You try to have his prasad. These are all such powerful tools for your spiritual advancement, for your spiritual development, your growth, spiritual growth, and eventual spiritual realization. So, when we are in the company of the Master, what do? We meditate on Nam. That's what Kabir, Guru Nanak, Sant Ajaib Singh, Sankirpal Singh used to say. When you are in Sadguru's company, he will ask you to meditate. Maybe he will meditate with you. He will try to help you with his divine aura, with his beautiful atmosphere that prevails around the Master. It will make it easy for you. It will help you. And you will be able to do that which you are not able to do when you are on your own by yourself. So keep the company of the saints. Do the meditation on Nam, very important. Try to have your own personal experience of this whole process, of this whole phenomenon, of this transformation of we human beings from human, if you are human, sometimes you are not even human, but if you are human, then transformation from human into divine. So keep the company of the saints, do those things which are supposed to be done in the company of the saints, as meditation on Nam, have darshan, listen to satsang with absorbed attention, complete focus, with complete concentration. Try to absorb within yourself the teachings. Try to renew your mind, your understanding, and try to keep going, to keep following the path, keep improving. Then eventually we go back to the beginning. Kabir turns to this devotee of his, to this very dear disciple of his, that eventually becomes a master himself, this Dharam Das, and he tells him, look, Dharam Das ji, listen to my words. Open the curtain, take away this veil of Maya. Now you are stuck into this veil of Maya. You don't see the reality. You don't see unity, but you see duality, you see division. You see all the fight that goes on into this world. And you may wonder why all this fight. Why people are so cruel. Why people do kill others. Not only human beings. They kill everybody. Let's say they don't kill only animals. They end up killing also human beings. Because once you kill, either you kill 1 or 2 or 100, what difference does it make? So don't get stuck into this vision of violence and fight and disharmony which prevails in this world. Now try to go beyond. This is the veil of Maya. This is the veil that impedes us from seeing the reality, which is the unity beyond separation, which is the one beyond the dual, which is reality above unreality, which is truth above falsehood. So just go above these. open the veil, open the curtain, and meet the Supreme Sadguru, Supreme Reality, meet the truth, step into the true state of consciousness, the state of consciousness in which truth prevails. You forget about yourself. You forget about all the troubles of life. You forget about all these divisions, all these fights which happen into this world. And you only experience this supreme bliss, this supreme ecstasy, this supreme beatitude, supreme love, that over there prevails. Because with God there is nothing but this. All the fight is outside there, in the world, in the realm of duality, in the realm of Maya. Up there, there is only supreme love, supreme beauty. So beautiful. Anybody that gets there finds out that no matter what I've been experiencing in life, no matter the suffering, no matter anything, it was worthwhile if eventually, through that, I could get to this. So, the reason for life, the motive for life, the scope of life, what gives value and makes life worthwhile, it is the goal of life, the realization that we have to get, the supreme divinity in which we have to absorb. Once we get there, then all the rest is forgotten. We don't care about it. Whatever has happened has happened. Now I'm here. I'm lost into this. I don't even know who I am anymore. I just get absorbed into him, and only him remains. All this headache of I and mine, of ego, arrogance, lust, anger, greed, vanity, attachment, egoism, all of this disappears into nothing. Only this supreme beauty remains and prevails. So we have to get there. We all want to get there. We are all yearning to get there. But to get there, we have to follow the teachings. We have to follow what Kabir Sahib has been telling us in this bhajan as the nutshell of the teachings. That's the synthesis. It is the essence. If you do this, then we get there. Definitely. So let's do it. We have a chance. We have a master who has done a lot of meditation in his life and inspires us, keeps inspiring us. I had my Sadgurus. All the time I spent with Sant Ajayib Singh. Listen to his Satsang, having his darshan, eating his prasad, being in his wonderful atmosphere, and being inspired of anything which was around him. There was the thing that helped me so much to keep going on the path, to keep doing my practice, and keep moving on towards this supreme realization. So let's go on, all of us, with courage, with bravery, with goodwill. We are not donkeys. We are human beings. We are intelligent. We have to use our intelligence and take advantage of it. So, dear ones, now seeing a short bhajan, which I often sing before meditation. Now we have a bit of meditation. So I am going to sing this bhajan which I like because I understand that creates quite an atmosphere is conductive to meditation. If you listen to it and get absorbed into its vibes, its vibration, then it makes it easy for us to go deep into meditation. So I sing it, you listen to it with all of your attention again, close your eyes, try to go within, just look in the middle of your forehead. Just keep steadily looking in the center and just steadily keep repeating the Simran. That's all you have to do. But to begin with, just listen to this beautiful bhajan that I sing and then keep steadily looking in the center and continues calling on him, repeating the Simran. And just let it be, whatever happens. You be ready, you be awake, you be conscious, you be concentrated. But don't be anxious, just be at peace. Whatever comes, welcome it. Whatever doesn't come, just be happy with it anyway. Machaji. Abukno Janye Satguru Diyal Abukna Janye Satguru Diyal Sahare Ramde Maniye Satguru Diyal Sahare Ramde Maniye Satguru Diyal Sajam ka Dare kya Satguru Diyal Sajam ka Dare kya Satguru Diyal Sansau Sukadeva Satguru Diyal Sansau Sukadeva Satguru Diyal Tananede Paye Satguru Diyal Tananede Paye Satguru Diyal Tan Sajay Samaye Satguru Diyal Tan Sajay Samaye Satguru Diyal Tar Sarda Oriye Satguru Diyal Tar Sarda Oriye Satguru Diyal Nakabau Juriye Satguru Diyal Nakabahu Juriye. Savan, Savan, Kirpan, Kirpan, Ajai, Ajai, Savan, 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 Kirpan, 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 Ajaib, 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 Savan, 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 Kirpal, 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 Ajaib, 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 Ajaib. There are people who wonder why I sing the Master's names. They think that one should not sing the Master's name, one should sing the Simran or bhajans. But I ask, why not? People sing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. This and that. The Lord Jesus Christ, Mary, Madonna, this and that. So, why shouldn't I sing my masters' names? Those masters through whom I've been getting the grace, through whom God has manifested to me, have done such good to me. And why shouldn't devotees of masters, of their master, sing his name? Is the human pole that has been used by the Supreme Power to manifest His grace to us. So it is there. It is in that human form that God has blessed us, has come close to us. And an intelligent person would then adore and worship. You might think I'm saying a blasphemy, but deities, people whom we have never met. We may respect, revere those great masters of the past. We might respect the beliefs of anybody. But practical man, a man who is objective and sees facts just as they are and not just as we shape them, will understand that the person through whom I've been getting mostly the grace of God, the place where I've been able to tune in and perceive Him, it is at the feet of my Master. So He is the one I adore, He is the one I worship. Not because of the human body, but because of the person that may be involved also. God being present in the person, because of God blessing me through that person. It is to be objective. This is to see things the way they are. This is to pay homage. This is gratitude. If you save my life, and I say, oh, thanks Christ, thanks Buddha, thanks Shiva, thanks Rama or Krishna, who saved my life, you say, you're a foolish person. I saved your life. No one else saved your life. So they want the place, the person through whom we receive the grace of God. We should honor that person. We should pay homage and be grateful. Because as Master Kapal used to say, there is nothing worse than an ungrateful man. So gratitude before, gratitude now, gratitude tomorrow. Always grateful. Gratefulness. Always gratitude. God bless you, dear ones. Nice spending time with you, even if you are not physically near. We might be so far from each other. But when we tune in with our surat, then we are together. And I felt your presence, just as much as I felt the presence of my Satgurus. I hope you also did feel the presence and grace coming to you. God bless you. I love you all.